Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Sonar Rajpal. Today my topic of discussion is what is octet rule and what is duplet rule. Before going to explain this, I am going to talk about atom. Atom is the smallest unit of every element and structure of the atom is like a solar system. And you know student, every element is made up of similar atom. And if you have to represent any element, because every element has atomic number and mass number, and at the foot we have to write the atomic number which is denoted by Z and the mass number at the top which is denoted by A. And you know students, electronic configuration of an atom is the arrangement of electrons in various shells of an atom. And you know students, atomic number is equal to number of proton, which in turn is equal to number of electrons. For example, if I'll take the example of magnesium, which has atomic number 12, means it has number of electron is 12, number of proton is 12, and the electronic configuration of magnesium is 282, means the M shell is the last shell, and the electrons present in the M shell, these are called as the valence electrons, because the last shell is called as the valence shell, and the electrons present in the valence shell, it is called as the valence electrons. Now I'm going to talk about the stability of atom. So stability of the atom is based on octet rule and duplet rule. Students, you want to know what is octet rule. In this rule, the last shell or valence shell of an atom has maximum of 8 electrons, either by losing or by gaining electrons by the atom of the element. And you know student, excluding K shell, which is the smallest shell, which acquires stability by having 2 electrons in it. Rest of the shell, L, M, N, if acting as a last shell, they can attain stability by having 8 electrons in it. For example, magnesium has electronic configuration of 282. Magnesium, if it loses 2 electrons, the electronic configuration is 28. If the magnesium can gain 6 electrons, its electronic configuration is 288. So students, if the magnesium loses 2 electrons, its L shell has 8 electrons and it is the last shell and its octet is complete. And in another way out, if the magnesium can gain 6 electrons, then M shell is the last shell and its electronic configuration is 288 and its octet is complete if it gains 6 electron also. But students, here we need to think. It is easier for an atom to complete octet by minimum gaining and losing of electrons by an atom. So to complete octet means 8 electrons in valence shell, you always need to think minimum gain and loss of electrons by an atom. So in magnesium, if you see here 282 electronic configuration, it is better for the magnesium if it loses 2 electrons instead of gaining 6 electrons to acquire stability by completing its octet in L shell. And if it loses 2 electrons, its L shell becomes valence shell and its octet is complete and the atom is stable. Another example I can say, that is chlorine. Chlorine atomic number is 17 and the number of protons and electrons are 17 and the electronic configuration of the chlorine is 287. So student, if you see here, chlorine can gain 1 electrons instead of losing 7 electrons to complete its octet. So chlorine here can gain 1 electron in the M shell, then its electronic configuration is 288, it cannot lose 7 electrons. So chlorine atom acquires stability by completing its octet by gaining 1 electrons. And what is duplet rule, students? Helium and hydrogen are the 2 elements whose atom can acquire stability by having 2 electrons in its K shell. If you see the example of hydrogen, hydrogen has atomic number 1, so its electronic configuration is 1, means K shell has 1 electrons. So hydrogen can acquire stability by gaining 1 electrons in K shell, because K shell is the smallest shell and can be stable by having 2 electrons. Likewise, helium has 2 atomic number, so its electronic configuration is 2, means 2 electrons in the K shell. It has already stable duplet, so no gain and loss of electrons can be taken place in helium. atom. So in conclusion, I want to say, if the atom of the element has 1, 2, 3 electrons in valence shell, then it can lose electrons to complete its octet and become stable instead of gaining electrons. Likewise, if the atom of the element has 5, 6, 7 electrons in the valence shell, it can gain electrons to complete its octet instead of losing electrons. Thank you, student. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel Science Classes at the rate Dr. Sonal Rajpal 123.